welcome to the podcast. We're having a little rebranding thing going on. So we're still at Fourshade Studios, but we are calling the podcast the Rumble Pack Podcast now. So hopefully that doesn't ruffle anyone's
No, we're not
feathers.
just calling that.
What?
You mean rumble any feathers?
Amen.
Oh. Hey. So yeah, welcome to the newly rebranded Rumble Pack Podcast, episode 35. I'm Devin Bodenhammer.
I'm Blake.
I'm Brock.
And we're the Rumble Pack Podcast.
Now you're probably wondering how this is going to be different from the Fourshade Studios podcast. Well, let me tell you how. We are uncut.
Please break it
we
down.
are live.
Break it down.
We are unedited. Instead of being Nintendo's shills, well, Nintendo's not giving us any money anymore, so we're ripping on Nintendo every chance we can get. Also, that's it. Actually, that's all I got.
Yeah. Only 2 bullet points. The last one was improv. But yeah, we're rebranding.
I think in the future, Fourshade Studios is the home of many things. But for right now, we just have the podcast. So
yeah.
just stick with us. You'll see some interesting things in the future.
Yep, all that stuff.
Like silence.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get ready for some
So-
more dead air. Okay, so on to our topics for the
Well,
day.
no, we have no topics today because Nintendo has given us nothing.
Honestly, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, there was that rumor that there was going to be a direct on July 20th. That was
Yes.
true. It was completely true. Somebody leaked information. Or they made a very good guess.
Yeah, because honestly, there's like a rumor that there's a direct every single day.
Yeah.
So one of them was bound to be correct.
So that was not my interpretation. The rumor happened for like a week before they announced anything. So I think based on what we saw in this Nintendo Direct Mini, I'm about 90% sure that someone at Nintendo said, "Oh God, they're getting pissed out there. We need something.
That's
Throw something out
honestly
there."
Exactly what I thought. I was like, they were probably clamoring, just like, we gotta find something to put out. We have to do something, or else they're gonna be so mad.
And put out something they did, but it was nothing anybody asked for.
Pretty much.
Wait, you mean there's not more Pod Racer?
Unfortunately, no Pod Racer this time. But there was DLC for the Cadence of Hyrule game, and I think that was one of the bigger pieces of news to put out there. So it's like a pack expansion in 3 parts. So the first pack includes new characters. So we have Impa, who's like a ranged character. She uses a spear. Arya, who I don't even know who that is, honestly.
I
Do
could
you?
not. I was trying to look this up when I was watching the direct. I could not figure out where this character is from. I searched like Arya, Legend of Zelda, like 0 results.
Is she from like the original game? I don't remember what the original game is called, but the Cadence.
That's what I don't know. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. She seems like she's a hard mode character. It looks like if you get hit once, you like die or something.
Yeah.
I couldn't really tell what was going on.
It seems like she has like some sort of bonus where she has long range, but she's very fragile or something.
Mm-hmm. And then
And confirmed she's from originally Crypt of the Necrodance.
Okay.
The original game or this Legend of Zelda themed one?
The original. No, the original.
I see. That's probably why it wasn't coming up when I searched Legend of Zelda with it.
And then we also have Shadow Link and Shadow Zelda, which, from what I could tell in the trailer, looked just to be cosmetic. things.
Yeah, I couldn't tell.
And then Frederick.
I can't wait for Peach Gold Link.
Ooh.
Oh,
That's-
yeah. You have to just get so many
Did I
coins.
say Peach Gold? Rose Gold Link.
Peach Gold.
Peach Gold.
You have to stick with the Nintendo keywords. Rose Gold, that's more of an Apple thing. Peach Gold is the new way to say it.
And then Frederick. Is Frederick another one of those?
I'm guessing. Because
Okay.
again, I was like, who? Frederick? Okay. Put Frederick in there. He's a well-known Zelda character.
So that's the first pack. Just new characters. Do you guys have any thoughts on them? I don't really have much to say about them.
I've not even played this game, and I've never played the original, so
Same.
no.
I mean, I've had the demo on my Switch for a good 2 months now, and I haven't started it up. So the game reaches some level of interest for me. It's just not interesting enough to press the A button.
Alright. Well, when you start that
So it's
up,
probably
let us
pretty
know.
good. Yeah, definitely.
Like, it does pique my interest. But like the more I think about it, I'm just like, I kind of just want to play a normal Zelda game. Like, I don't know. It's just a strange game.
It's true.
I don't like the idea of having
A rhythm game just kind of stresses me out. I feel
yeah.
like
Unless it's like DDR.
even that kind of stresses me out.
Really?
Like if I hit a wrong note, the fans are gonna boo. You know, like in your Guitar Hero.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like having to fight things while also having to keep track of like how I'm moving. But anyway, so pack 2 is a melody pack, and it includes 39 new songs, including some remixes of songs that were originally in the game. And apparently you can just change the song at any time while you're exploring the overworld or something like that, and you can listen to your favorite songs at any time. And then
I appreciate this because they're finally expanding the Switch's functionality as an MP3 player. Because now you can play Super Mario Odyssey, any song you want, right there.
amazing.
Smash Brothers, any song you want, right there. And now, whatever the Cadence of Hyrule, anytime you can play it.
Yeah.
I definitely plan on taking my Switch out when I'm walking down the street.
I plan on using a headphone functionality.
I'm gonna plug it into the aux cord in my car.
Yeah, just like on Smash.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That would be next level. I'm going to do that once just to say I did.
Can you do like a recording of it so we can have it as like a segment on the show, like just the adventures of Brock, like using the Switch
Out and
as
about,
an MP3.
out in the wild.
You can do like ratings.
I playing Switches at different places, ratings. Yes, I like it.
Yes. Okay, and then pack 3 is kind of a combination of the first two in a way. It introduces Skull Kid as a playable character and has like a new map, new songs, and a new story that you play through with Skull Kid. And Skull Kid takes on new powers depending on the masks that he wears, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah,
I wonder what those could be.
But they're doing like a Majora's Mask themed thing.
Yeah.
Because usually like Majora's Mask, I feel like doesn't get that much love because it was such like a weird.
Really? I feel like that's everyone's favorite game.
I mean, like in representation,
I guess.
not like community love. Of course, people like that game. But like the only time I feel like I've seen it is like in Hyrule Warriors, but like every game was represented in that game.
Yeah. I mean, there's also Skull Kid as a trophy character in Smash, but
Yeah, I
that's
guess.
about it.
Not as much as other games, is what I'm saying.
Right.
But yeah, it's nice to see. I really don't know what kind of powers he's gonna get.
Oh, well, like, I haven't played Majora's Mask, so, like, what masks were there and what did they do? Just, like,
Well,
a
you don't
few.
really, you don't wear Skull Kid's mask.
Well, right.
But there's like literally a mask for everything. Like I don't.
Hmm.
There's a mask that's like the blast mask or something, where your like character is basically a bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's like the bunny hood, the rabbit
Yeah.
ears, where you can like run fast. So I don't know.
Hmm. Well,
I don't
we'll
know
just
enough
have to
about the
see.
abilities of the characters that are in that game. So I mean, you probably just take on the abilities that the characters have.
Hmm.
It's probably not anything directly tied into Majora's Mask.
Well, only time will tell. This third pack comes out at a later time. I don't exactly remember when, but I know that the DLC, I think the first pack is out now. The second
Yeah.
and third pack come out later.
Yeah,
So,
as of the direct.
yeah. Anything else related to Cadence of Hyrule DLC, or shall we move on?
That was the first of many awesome announcements.
I'm still waiting for my reviewer copy.
Yeah,
Sure, it's coming.
I'm sure we're gonna get that after we talk really highly of this,
Yeah.
and we sound really excited to talk about it.
Okay, so the next game that they talked about, I don't know what this is either, but it's Rogue Company, and it's some sort of third-person shooter. The main character that they showed off reminded me of, like, Daft Punk. It was like a digital face mask or whatever. Yeah, it looked like a pretty standard third-person shooter. They said it had cross-platform play and was compatible with motion controls, but
They like kept throwing out like advertising words where they were like, in this fashionable shooter or something. They kept like relating it to like
Yeah.
fashion or something. I was like, what? Like,
yeah, I don't know
how are
if,
these
like,
two things even related at all?
maybe it's like very customizable over the character you
That's what I was
choose.
thinking. Like you could pick their costume or something. But I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
It's a very strange selling point for a shooter.
But yeah, this one didn't really stand out to me at all as a shooter. Like, I can't even think of like a gimmick or anything that this game would have that's any different than any other shooter. I don't know.
Unless they introduce fashion. You can mix and match stuff.
Splatoon has fashion, but
Oh,
true.
that's
the
true.
gimmick is that it's coming out on Nintendo Switch, which has like Splatoon as a shooter. I think that's what
guess.
I got from it.
But I mean, like, what's stopping someone from just playing more free Fortnite on the Switch than playing this? Like, what's the what's the draw?
That it's not Fortnite, but you're right.
I see.
The not Fortnite crowd is very big.
That's right. I guess it's more, in a way, trying to be more realistic than Fortnite, but not by much.
I feel like it was trying to be more of like an Overwatch type of game or something.
Maybe. I didn't get that, but I don't know. So next we've got...
Either way, none of us. Yeah.
Yeah, none of us care.
Yeah. Next there was WWE 2K Battlegrounds. This one was just weird to me. I was like, what even is this game?
It kind of just looked like Smash.
This was a-
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
It looked like an N64 era game.
That's what I
it's
thought.
just like,
Yeah. It looked like a game with big head mode on.
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, what is this?
Someone's gonna love it. I know that.
I mean, I think it's like just kind of a goofy, like, party kind of game where you just... It literally is just like it looks like a arena, like a wrestling ring, just a square, and these just cartoony versions of like WWE wrestlers are just doing like all sorts of like almost like unrealistic moves, like just absurd like actions, where like throwing people like 10 feet in the air and then like breaking them over their knee or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just like kind of ridiculous things that you probably wouldn't see in like the normal WWE video games, because those are trying to be realistic, but this is more of like a
an exaggerated version of it.
what was that game that you have, Brock, that you got Shaq Fu with? Because you bought?
Yeah, NBA Jam. No, it's not Jams. NBA. I can never remember. It's NBA Street, but for now.
It like
It's
reminded
NBA
me of
Jams.
that. It like was very just kind of reminiscent of like it's not like a realistic sports game, but it's like kind of like a goofy take on a sports game.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. That's actually what I thought of first when I saw it too.
But yeah, as you're looking up what that game is, I guess it's coming out September 18th, which is relatively soon. Looks like a decent party game, I guess. I don't
If
know.
you like wrestling, if
Yeah.
you like WWE, it'll
I mean,
probably
it's
be
like I
fun.
feel like it's a very specific market for these kind of games.
Yep. The game I cannot remember is NBA Playgrounds, which is a good game. I just can't remember the name.
Well, yeah.
So,
I mean, there you go. It's like
for fans,
it's like a similar feel, I guess. You know, this playgrounds, battlegrounds. It's just like it's a take on these real life sports.
Yeah.
And again, all of these are from the Nintendo Direct Mini, but these were all like third-party developers. None of this, we knew going into this, based off the Nintendo tweet, that none of this was going to be first-party. Everyone speculated that this was going to be Mario's 35th anniversary event news, but they kind of tempered expectations with all of this by saying, like, hey, just so you know, this is like a Direct Mini. It's partnered. It's people we're partnered with. It's not first party stuff.
Yeah.
And then the last big announcement was Shimigami Tensei 3 HD remaster. I never played this game. I always hear good stuff about it. A lot of people seemed really hyped that this was shown off. Because I'm guessing it's a fan favorite. Again, I haven't played this. I don't know if you know anything about it, Brock.
No, I also have heard that there's a pretty, I guess, vocal fan base that likes it, but I don't personally know anything about it.
Yeah. It just seems like kind of a JRPG of sorts. Again, I don't know too much of the details about it. But it revolves around demons and humans fighting each other, that kind of universe. And then at the very end, they had a reveal of the 5th entry to this series, which I think was the bigger announcement of the two regarding this. Shimigami Tensei 5. So instead of we're getting this remaster of the 3rd one, but then we're getting actually a new, I think, entry into the series being the 5th one. But I don't think they showed off anything for that. I think they just showed off the logo.
Yeah, it was the Metroid Prime strategy.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And
Metroid 4, and that's it.
You skipped over the bullet point here that says shirtless the whole game. LOL. I didn't write these notes. Can we
Yeah, Devin,
expand?
can you give us any
Yeah, I
insight
don't know.
into this?
Just like based on the trailer, it just looks like the main character is shirtless the whole time, so you can see like all these black markings that are on him because he's like half human, half demon. I don't know, I just thought it was ridiculous that, like, they made the main character shirtless the whole time. I don't know.
We see what you're interested in the games.
It's what I noticed.
So if you're into half demon, half demons, then
Yeah.
it's the game for you.
Yeah.
Shirtless ones.
Hot boys.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much it for the Nintendo Direct
Yeah.
stuff.
So, overall thoughts on that?
I didn't care about any of it. As far as I'm
That
concerned,
was
nobody really
inc-
asked for it. So,
That was exactly my expectations, and for that reason, I'm not disappointed. I am very happy to watch all of everybody else be disappointed, though. It was
There you go.
hilarious to watch the hype go from.
So, since they had this one,
Yeah.
do you think they're going to have a bigger direct revolving around Mario's 35th anniversary?
I really hope they have some sort of bigger Direct. It's been a while since we had one, and I would like to hear more updates on things that we know are in the works.
I hope. Yeah, I hope, but I'm never gonna pretend like I'm predicting anything.
Yeah.
So.
I just want to hear more about Zelda Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh, really?
That's all I want. That's all I want.
Did you know they're making a second Breath of the Wild?
No.
I think they said something
Tell
about
me
it.
more.
I feel
Well,
like they're not going to release any
the main
more
character-
info on that until they're done.
I'm so upset.
What are you gonna do if like they announce it and it's revolutionizing Zelda again? Like they do something stupidly terrible that you don't like.
That's okay.
What are you gonna do?
I'll still play
Okay,
it.
so it's
You'll just
5
have happy it's
stars
in the same
already.
universe.
Yeah.
that's how we get views. Okay, we're releasing a review of Breath of the Wild 2 tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Alright, it's out.
Okay. We'll just mod the heck
There'll
out
be
of
so much coverage of that. Everyone will be able to find this.
We'll just mod the heck out of the original game and say it's a new game. And we'll give a review of it.
Someone's done it. Someone will do it. Mark my words, by the end of September, there will be some leak of something substantial where everyone thinks it's real and we get
Yeah.
crazy.
If nothing has come out by then, for sure, people
Yeah.
will, especially with it being even that much closer to holiday, like everyone will just be antsy.
Yeah.
Guess how many days there have been since the last actual Nintendo Direct? Not minis, not Nindy Showcase, but actually full-fledged Direct.
A year.
So 365.
Sure.
Brock, do you have a guess?
200, yeah, 150.
322.
Jeez.
So almost a year.
No.
That hurts.
Isn't
What?
that crazy?
That hurts. How have they not...
I don't know. That
I'm trying-
to me, I'm like,
That's
there's been a lot of
shocking.
games that have come out since then.
That's really shocking to me.
But then like I go back and think about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, like all the news that we got on like Pokemon last year and stuff were in like these Pokemon Presents or
Yeah.
like direct mini featuring Pokemon. It was never like full-fledged,
Yeah.
which seems crazy.
That makes me hurt inside.
So yeah.
I hope we get one soon. So next up, looks like we have Paper Mario and the Origami King, a game that came out pretty recently. I haven't been playing, but Blake has. Blake, do you want to talk about it?
Sure. So going into this game, well, one, I was not even sure I was going to buy this game because I got burnt pretty hard with Color Splash on the Wii U, and same thing on Sticker Star on 3DS. I was like, this is not my Paper Mario. And I think that was kind of
You're
the
an original
conclusion.
fanboy.
Yeah, this was the kind of the conclusion of, or the conclusion from a lot of people. A lot of the true, Paper Mario fans. The original Paper Mario on the N64 was awesome. Thousand Year Door on GameCube was awesome. Some people even consider Mario RPG to be like the predecessor of Paper Mario games. Awesome. But when you
What
start...
about the one on the Wii?
Okay, that game was good too. I can't remember what that one was called. Someone looked that up as I'm talking about this. But
I still have it in shrink wrap. I should play that.
yeah. That game was actually good, but
It was Super Paper Mario.
Super Paper Mario.
Okay.
People, that's kind of when there was this, I think, dividing line. Like, people started veering away from it because that's the first game where they switched up the formula and it was no longer turn-based. It had the same kind of humor and worlds and paper aesthetic and all this Paper Mario-esque stuff, but they just got away from the turn-based fighting style, which I think a lot of people really liked, and that's kind of one of some people's favorite part of Paper Mario.
Sure, it's different.
Yeah. So then Sticker Star came along. It was like a card-based system where you had essentially these cards or stickers of either boots or hammers, and you use those, and every time you use those, they came out of your inventory, and that's how you attacked. And it didn't feel great playing. Color Splash, I believe it was a card-based system, but I can't even remember now. That might be something we can look up too. But again, it just didn't feel great. It was like just super linear. Another thing that people didn't like about Sticker Star was it wasn't like a world. It didn't feel like a lived-in world because it was, there was zones, like in old school Mario games. Like, you just go to zone 1-1, 1-2. There was nothing in between these zones to create like a full-fledged world.
Right.
So again, this is like the whole reason, again, long-winded, why I was almost considering not even getting this game. Because I had got burnt pretty hard on the last two. But I picked it up just because I felt like I had to, because I love some of the earlier Paper Mario games, and it's actually really good in my opinion. The humor is there, the writing is there, the world is really cool, the paper looks really good. It's overall a good game. The couple things that I would change about it are the fighting style is okay. It's kind of a fresh take on things. If I had to describe the fighting style, it's kind of like it is turn-based, but you're not on a 2D plane turn-based. You're kind of in the middle of this radial design. Mario's in the middle. There's these rings that go out from Mario, which the enemies are on, and you have to line up the enemies. If you line them up in either of two formations so far that I've seen, the jump pattern, which is just a straight line, or the hammer pattern, which is the square that's close to Mario, you get bonus damage when you attack enemies. So the battle system kind of adds a puzzle element, because of course you're trying to do as much damage as you can to enemies. So you have to line up the enemies. That allows you to do more damage. Obviously makes the battles go quicker and smoother. You get less damage done to you. The one thing I don't like about the battle system, though, is just that whole thing gets tired kind of real easily. There's not a lot added as I've played so far. It's just like, okay, join a battle, time to spin these rings around, and then at the end of the battle you don't get experience. There's no experience system, so you could do 100 battles, and be no further ahead in the game than you are if you do 0 battles, which doesn't feel good.
Right.
Because in the older Paper Marios, there was an experience system, and you could either level up your health or what they called flower points, which was basically like a mana system, or your badge points, which allowed you to wear more badges. Badges are another thing that they took away in this game, which they haven't had in some of the more recent ones, which again is another criticism I have. Basically in the old games you wore badges and it had different effects in battle or outside of battle, but those just don't exist. So yeah.
So how far are you in the game?
So
because I didn't get this game because I'm not a Paper Mario series fan.
Sure.
But that being said, I was very, very tempted because it does look beautiful from what I can tell.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the worlds of Paper Mario, but it's the battles and whatnot that are slogs to me.
Right.
And so the only way it would feel interesting to me, I guess, with the whole ring puzzle mechanic is if that were challenging and not just, the mindless game that you go through at the start of every battle, like Pokemon battles where you're just mashing A.
Right. So I guess one thing I can say about that before we talk about progress is the day-to-day enemies are kind of a grind. They kind of are just tedious and annoying. But you can run around most of them, which is kind of nice. But it feels weird to me, like in a game where you're dodging enemies that you're clearly supposed to be attacking.
Sure.
Whenever I experience that in a game, there's always there's this disconnect to me. Like,
it's like you're not playing the game.
Yeah, it's like the developers hopefully want to entice you to do these battles, but instead you're kind of making your own game of playing dodge the enemy, which it just doesn't feel great.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I would say that kind of redeems itself, at least in regards to with the battle system, is when you're doing major bosses. The battle system is kind of turned on its head in a sort. So instead of Mario being in the middle of this kind of ring-based battle system, the boss is in the middle, placing Mario on the outside, trying to basically create a path inwards to try to attack the boss. Lots of arrows are appearing on the map. You have to track out a route, and at the end of the route you have to place this attack tile, where then it turns into a turn-based battle. So the regular enemy battles, like I said, kind of boring, kind of tedious. They lose their luster pretty quickly. But boss battles are actually pretty cool. Those each have kind of a special way to defeat the boss, which I was kind of surprised by. I was surprised by how limiting the battle system is, because you'd think, okay, how many ways can Mario just go from the outside of the ring to the inside of the ring and attack something? There's literally just that. You just go in, you do your attacks, that's it. But they place all these different sorts of tiles based off the kind of the thematics of the boss, which makes it pretty fun. So yeah.
Does that make it difficult to understand because the tiles are, I don't know, different per boss?
So some of the bosses, I wasn't quite sure what they were getting at with as far as like the boss's like weakness, because each boss has sort of like a weakness, and that's kind of what changes the boss battle to battle. Either you're trying to like make a path to go to the back of the boss because that's its weak point, or the boss is dropping things on the tiles, so you're trying to avoid certain tiles to make your way to the boss. But some of the boss weaknesses I couldn't really figure out. But what is nice is that on some of the tiles they place this envelope, and if your path hits the envelope on your way to attack the boss, you read like a little hint on the boss, which usually reveals some sort of weakness or battle mechanic that's important for the fight, which is kind of nice.
Sure. But they have you at least work a little bit to go get the hits. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
just
you did.
blatantly obvious when you.
And that's the thing. Like sometimes there's a time limit to how long you can adjust your route to adjust the rings and things, and there's a limit to how many adjustments you can make. So usually, as you're fighting the boss, there's usually like 3 adjustments you can make in like 40 to 60 seconds. But if you don't see the route that you want to take quickly, it gets pretty. I get anxious when it gets down to like 20 seconds because I'm like, I need to make a route and I need to make it now.
Yeah.
Because if you don't make a route correctly, you just don't do damage to the boss that turn, and it's basically a wasted turn.
Nice. Have you died yet?
You have.
Yes. So one time I
Good.
died, but I had an item. You get a 1-up mushroom that basically acts as like your
Fairy.
Yeah, your fairy.
Right.
It basically saves you, puts you at 100% health. So I had that happen once, and then when I was fighting one of the most recent bosses, I kept getting it down to almost 0 health, but I wasn't doing you had to do a very specific mechanic within the last turn, or else it did major damage to you. And I kept screwing that up and
Yeah.
making the wrong path or whatever, and that was basically one-shotting me. So
Nice.
yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, it is challenging, at least in the boss fights. I haven't died in a normal battle, but the boss fights are definitely where things ramp up. As far as progress goes, it's kind of hard to say because it's like one of those games where there's kind of a clearly defined what you expect number of like temples or worlds, but I just don't know how much
Sure.
is after that. I don't know if they're going to add anything. I doubt it based off how long each of these worlds are taking me, and I don't think this is going to be like a 120-hour game. But at the beginning of the game, basically, there's this origami guy. He's the origami king. He's turning all the paper people into origami by folding them, which basically turns them into his minions. So he basically converts a lot of Bowser's minions, like Goombas, Koopas, Boos, all of those things, Shy Guys, that you've seen in normal Paper Mario games. He's folding them into these origami versions of themselves, which that's what you fight throughout the game. And when he's doing all this, he sends these streamers out all over the world, and he picks up Peach's castle, and that's basically the culmination. Like, that's gonna be the culmination of the whole game. You're trying to rescue Princess Peach, who's in this castle, who is surrounded by all these streamers. So the streamers go out in 5 different directions. So there's five worlds. I've beaten 3 of them so far.
Nice.
So yeah,
And it's taking you how long?
pretty long. I haven't looked at my playtime, but it's been a long time.
Nice. I've heard it was longer than a lot of people expected. So
Yeah,
like,
so I at least
that's
have
always
two
a good
streamers
thing.
to do, and then probably the final boss area. I don't know how much is going to be past that, but it's. I'd say I'm about halfway through, and I've put in a lot of time, so it's definitely worth the money.
We need a full on rating. What rating? Do you, unless you want to give one next time.
Next time, I wanna.
Okay.
I need to play it more, but it's very very high right now. So when I beat it,
Fair enough.
I'll give a final rating. All right, so enough of me blabbing on about Origami King.
No, that's what this is about.
What else we got?
Donkey
I don't
Kong
know.
Country.
Donkey Kong Country.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a big release recently on the Super Nintendo application on the Switch.
Presented by Nintendo Online.
Yes. I was surprised by this and very happy. But Brock and I have been playing through that, and we are very close. I think we've beaten about. I don't
Well,
know.
according to the game, we've beaten 30% of it.
Right.
But we've
That-
beaten at least 6 worlds out of 7.
I think we have one more
7 out of
world
8
than the
or
final
something.
boss.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
Ex- whenever we go to save, it's like you've beaten 30%, but you're at the very end of the game because it takes into consideration all the secrets and things that you found so far, and obviously we haven't found that many.
We're definitely more about casually playing
Yes.
than going for all the secrets.
But yeah, just
So-
again happy that we're getting the chance to play some of these old games. That really I don't know if I would have otherwise played. Donkey Kong Country was actually
Good.
one that I had never played before. I didn't have a Super Nintendo growing up, and I didn't ever have this on the Game Boy or anything. So this is my first time playing it, and it's fun so far. I understand why everyone loves it.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I didn't think they'd get all the whole whatever licensing stuff to get online. So I'm happy that they did that because that tells me that they're still trying at least a little bit, and it gives me hope to play Donkey Kong Country 2, which I actually have never played. Donkey Kong Country, however, would be the game that got me into video games, and it's a great fun nostalgia trip for me to play through it again. And as infuriating as it is, it's in the good infuriating category for me.
Except for that
Maybe
minecart
because of
level.
nostalgia.
Except for that first
No, it's still
minecart
good.
level.
Still good.
Still good. Still top
but-
tier.
Yeah. So yeah, I've really enjoyed playing through Donkey Kong Country. I don't know. I think everything that can be said about the game has already been said, so I don't really know what to add about it.
Yeah,
Everyone knows how
it's good.
technically different it is from every other SNES game.
Yep.
And
But yeah,
how it created the world of Donkey.
that is true. I don't think Donkey Kong would be nearly as popular without that game.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the other stuff? Star Fox
I
and
don't know. What
Super
we,
Mario World 3, or are we going on to sharing time?
I don't have much to say.
I think we should at least mention that sometime in the last 6 months we were playing Super Mario World 3. I don't think we ever mentioned it because we just weren't, because there was so much going on, obviously.
Yeah, I can't remember.
So yeah, we played through Super Mario World 3, Yoshi's Island. Most people know it as Yoshi's Island. I had actually never played this game before, never seen a thing about it, despite absolutely loving Super Mario World. Wait, isn't it Super Mario World 2? Why do we have 3 on there?
It's Yoshi's Island. Call it
It's
Yoshi's
Yoshi's Island.
The naming mechanics are
This-
so weird with these games that I never can keep them straight.
Yeah. So this game drove me nuts because they decided it was like my best description was. It's like the Link's Awakening of Mario games, in that they just kind of hodgepodged a bunch of ideas together and made a game, which means it's really, really unique. But at the same time, you cannot follow any of the conventional Mario thought processes,
When it doesn't
which
even
leads
feel
you in
like
some
a
very
Mario game. It feels like
A Yoshi game.
yeah, Yoshi game. Like if that's even a thing.
Sure it is. Yoshi's Crafted World, Woolly World, all those things.
I guess like
I mean,
but
yeah.
this would be the genesis of all that then.
Yeah.
Which I mean it kind of is when you think about it. Like then came like Yoshi 64, which is basically the same mechanics of this game. You have the hover jump, you're shooting eggs.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, I think I just went into it with a completely wrong perspective of
Yeah, I get
this
it.
is a Mario game.
Yeah,
and
definitely not.
You don't
Mario.
just run to the right and jump on the enemies to beat this game.
Yeah.
And I kept forgetting that, which made it very frustrating.
Yes.
But overall, still good. It holds up decently well.
That's
2.5 stars out of 5.
2.5. I mean, like that's another
That's a
thing
good
that
rating.
as we're playing through a lot of these older games, I am kind of surprised on how well some of these classic ones that everyone always talks about and remembers fondly actually still do hold up fairly well. Like 20 years later.
20. We're talking 30s now. Still in the SNES era.
I guess that's true.
Yikes.
But yeah, I think that's why the Super Nintendo is looked on so much more fondly than the NES, because the games can hold up. I don't think, even with the Mario and Zelda of the NES, there's just the technical limitations make those games difficult in modern times, even with the save states and all of the crutches that we use. Whereas Yoshi's Island and Donkey Kong Country they're platformers, just like a platformer today.
Right.
The mechanics are all there.
Yeah, that's true. That classic formula holds up.
So is Star Fox up next for you guys? After Donkey Kong?
I don't know. Brock's been playing through that on his own. I've never played that.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
I want to
So,
get to Super
oh.
Metroid, but at the same time, I'm scared.
That's why I'm playing through Star Fox. So I can knock that out and we have to play Metroid next.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, my comment on Star Fox so far is it's brilliant and great, but I just have no idea how it works so well, because it's a 3D game on the SNES. Everything about the graphics is completely janky, and I 100% recognize this. But it's like in the uncanny valley of jankiness, where like your mind, it's just good enough that your mind can fill out, ooh, that triangle, there's a spaceship flying through the galaxy. But it's also just bad enough that sometimes you are trying to avoid the thing in 3D space and you go headfirst into it, and then you get really mad because the triangle looked like it was off to the right.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm having fun with it because I can deal with that, I guess, because of how advanced it was for the time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I were going to call an SNES game out for not holding up, that would be basically it.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll continue our SNES endeavors. I guess Super Metroid next. I don't know.
Woo! I'll have fun.
after
Has to
after
be.
we beat Donkey Kong Country.
I'll have fun watching you two struggle.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll
Appreciate it.
take 2 months of a hiatus. Start Super Metroid. Say this game sucks,
Yeah.
and then
We got through the
and then
first
finish
one.
it
We have to be able
begrudgingly.
to get through the second one, right? The second one has to be somehow easier, more streamlined.
I think so. I think it is.
That's what I've heard. So,
But yeah,
fingers crossed.
all of our dread is because of the first one. I
Yeah.
want to make that
It
clear.
definitely is. All of this is stemming from my nightmares
You
of
have
the first one.
PTSD.
Yeah, from playing the first one. The ending sequence. Don't remind me.
Which we beat completely fairly with
Oh, yeah.
only minimal use of save states.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There were only like 200, only a couple
Yeah.
hundred. So
In the last room alone.
yeah.
All right, to our last segment.
Sharing time.
Sharing
So what is sharing time?
time.
Can you give us a rundown of what this is
So
for the
sharing
viewers?
time. Sharing time is things that we find online that are Nintendo related. It's like memorabilia type things.
It's like, think of kindergarten. It's show and tell
Yeah.
for
Nintendo
the
stuff.
audience.
And
Wait, this isn't personal secrets? Crap.
Fortunately,
One second.
no.
Close your diary. Don't show
that's-
this. Don't show the viewers.
That's a later episode. There will be time. So I found this thing because I was looking for a Katamari hat because I saw one in a video I was watching.
Interesting.
I was like, oh,
Wait,
that's really
Katamari.
cool. Yeah, Damacy.
Oh,
roll.
but yeah. Okay.
So I was looking for that, and this popped up, and I thought it was really great. And it is a 3D printed goose from the Untitled Goose Game, and its beak is magnetic, so it's a key holder. And I thought it was really cute. And there are a variety of shops online that sell similar things, but like some of them have like a bread knife that they stick under there because that was like a mini sort of thing that went with this game.
Right.
But its primary function is for keys. And sometimes you can get different heights, like 3 inches, 6 inches, 12 inches. I don't know why you'd want a foot tall goose in your house. I would go with the 6-inch version.
Just to hold all your
probably.
items.
Some of them can come with stands. The majority of them are just like the plain goose. But I have seen one where it was
Just
like
the goose.
the wings spread
Oh yeah.
type of pose. I don't know. I kind of want one. It's really cute.
I want to know how hefty this goose is. Like, how many keys can he carry?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I was wondering that. I mean, some of the keys that I've seen in example photos have been pretty, like, chunky. I mean, there was also that bread
Okay.
knife that was attached to it, so I don't know.
Let's do a video on it. We'll have
Yeah.
to actually get one of these and
Yeah,
then,
we'll review it.
We'll do a weight test.
Yeah. See how much stuff the goose can hold.
We'll push
That
it
would
to
actually
its
be great.
limits.
And
And we'll get back to you.
We could do one with a base and one without a base and compare the two. It'll be great. So
you're gonna have so many geese in your house.
We're gonna drive up sales for this random Etsy person so much.
So I do have 2 suggestions for this thing. One, it really needs a motion sensor to be able to honk. Like, I feel like that's
That'd be good.
a given, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Of course,
2,
with
if-
the option to turn the honking off, of course. I don't
No,
want.
always on.
No.
Okay. Okay.
the point is the goose is annoying.
Okay.
Like,
Xbox,
did you ever
always
even
online.
play
I'm
Untitled
sorry,
Goose
I'm
Game?
sorry. Yes, I played. I beat the game.
Okay, then you know.
I know.
The second
sorry.
thing for all my overachievers out here is
All
to
my
add an
bad boys.
electromagnet. Yeah, no, an electromagnet. So every 4th time you try and pull your keys off the goose, you can't
That'd be awesome.
because. And so your keys would just be stuck to the goose, and you'd be walking away going, "Bleep, goose! God dang it, not again!" And then you're just stuck at home
you
because of the
just
goose.
pick up your keys and then you just have a new goose keychain.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay.
I mean, that fits right along with the game. You know, you can struggle with the object to make sure that
Right.
the person doesn't take it from you. Perfect.
I am all about being true to the game here.
I love it.
But this is a great product as it is. I'm thankful that you shared it with us. And I really look forward to the review.
Yes. Stick around and we'll do it for you.
All right, next up on our sharing, what do we got?
We have actual, not fake origami, but actual origami of the characters from Paper Mario and the Origami Key.
Ooh.
So, Nintendo released some videos that are conveniently in Japanese because English-speaking people cannot do origami, as we all know.
Oh, okay.
And they detail how to make at least Princess Peach that I've seen in origami fashion. Now, they started off with fancy pages that already have lines and colors already, but people have already kind of reverse engineered and figured out what you need. And I'm sure you'll be able to find them. But I just thought it was great that they released these, and I wish I could have a book of them.
So are these are official Nintendo documents?
Yes. So in the last 5 minutes, I could not find the official Nintendo site because I just thought of this right now. But they're out there.
Maybe we could each try
And-
to make a Princess Peach. See who makes it the best.
Ooh,
Compare them all.
Yeah.
that
See which one.
we've got so many ideas. So yeah, I thought it's just one of those cool extra things too
Right.
that they didn't have to, and I'm all about it.
Yeah, it fits really well with the game though. It's really cool. Well, neato.
I like sharing.
You have to come up with something.
Yeah. Let's hear
What are you
it.
sharing, Blake?
I was put on the spot. I don't know.
Something.
That's like when you're a little kid at kindergarten and you forgot show and tell and you just pull whatever's out of your pocket.
Or you're 27
You're
years old in the end of a podcast and you're the only one that doesn't have something to share.
This is my
There it is.
little
Salt shaker.
salt shaker. It's a French bulldog.
Does it have a name? Yeah, but does it have a name?
Its name is Po Mini Direct Partners Edition, third party only.
Nice. That is good sharing.
Thank you.
Wait, does Poe Mini Direct Partners Edition have salt or pepper?
That one's salt. We do have a pepper.
Okay, good. No, don't show me that.
Oh,
Don't-
sorry.
don't-
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Uh.
You did your show and tell.
I'm sorry.
I did mine.
That's show and tell here on the Rumble Pack Podcast, presented by Fourshade Studios.
And I think that is a podcast.
That's a wrap, folks.
So
See ya.
Where can you find us?
So again, with rebranding, you can either find us at All Things Fourshade Studios. That is the hub for all Fourshade Studio shows. Or if you want the Fourshade Studios Nintendo specific show, you can search Rumble Pack Pod on all social medias. Again, it's Rumble Pack Pod. Rumble spelled like Rumble, Pack spelled like P-A-K. Pod spelled like P-O-D.
Like Pod Racer.
Yep.
Like Pod Racer, which is amazing, by the way. I bought it, I beat it again, I buy it again. Buy it.
Wow.
Now you just need to stream it.
We
Alright,
don't do that.
so that's a podcast. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.